Welcome to this immersive explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different, and honestly, a little terrifying. We're going to reconstruct pure prehistoric terror. We're going to simulate exactly what your human body would physically experience if you were hunted by the absolute worst, most terrifying apex predators to ever walk the earth, swim in its oceans, or crawl through its swamps. I want you to picture this scenario. Imagine 40 feet of teeth and solid muscle, maybe 50 yards behind you, and it's closing in fast. The ground is literally shaking, your lungs are screaming, and you've already done the terrifying math in your head. This thing is charging at 12 miles an hour, and, well, your top speed is only 8.
So, Section 1, Crushing Force. Let's start with the absolute heavy hitter, the T-Rex. Imagine 9 tons of pure muscle hitting you from the side like a literal truck doing 40 miles an hour. And then there's the 7,800 pounds of bite force. The physics here are just staggering. When those massive jaws close, your ribs don't simply break, they fold. Your chest completely collapses under this multi-directional pressure, sending a massive wave of panic through your nervous system before your brain even fully registers the pain. But here's what's truly terrifying. Millions of years of evolution gave the T-Rex a highly specialized sensory snout. The nerves at the tip of its nose are actually denser than human fingertips. So while you're in its mouth, it's dynamically reading your structural resistance. It's distinguishing bone from muscle in real time and automatically shifting its bite to systematically rip apart the parts of you that haven't broken yet. It's exactly like the quote says. This isn't mindless violence, it's butchery. But, there is a weird silver lining here. You only last about 6 or 7 seconds. That immense crushing pressure causes your tunnel vision to go completely dark, making this brutal, overwhelming end almost a mercy compared to what we're looking at next.
Moving on to Section 2, Drowning in the Shallows. Enter the Spinosaurus.
So you might think retreating to the warm, seemingly safe river water to escape land predators is a smart, instinctual win, right? Wrong. It is a fatal mistake. Unlike the T-Rex's crushing jaws, the 46-foot Spinosaurus has a completely different anatomical toolkit. It attacks you from below, pulling you under with inwardly hooked teeth. These aren't designed to crush. They are designed to catch slippery things and never, ever let go. The harder you struggle to swim, the deeper they sink into your leg. As the saying goes, drowning doesn't actually hurt at the end. It's getting there that's terrible. Around 30 seconds in, you're fighting that desperate, burning reflex to inhale. And eventually, your body's primal need for oxygen overpowers absolutely everything else, and your lungs fill with warm river water. The sheer panic is suddenly replaced by a heavy, peaceful dark as your vision fades into a slow, gray haze. But hey, what if you manage to avoid drowning right away? Well, then you face the 31-foot Dinosaurs. This ancient crocodile uses terrifying rotational physics in a brutal move called the death roll. It locks onto you with a multi-point grip and initiates a violent spin, testing your shoulders and hips way past their breaking points. And the absolute worst part of all this? The spin continuously brings your face up to the surface, just enough to give you a breath and keep you fully conscious while your joints are literally disconnected.
Which brings us to Section 3, the slow, agonizing killers. This is all about inescapable time and pressure. Up until now, we've talked about rapid, physical trauma. But this group, it completely shifts the horror to profound psychological terror. Imagine 400 psi. That is the 42-foot Titanoboa snake wrapping its massive coils right around your chest and abdomen. It doesn't violently crush you. No, instead, it patiently times every single one of your exhales to sluttily tighten, filling that newly empty space with 400 pounds per square inch of relentless, inescapable pressure. The crucial medical reality here is that you don't actually suffocate from a lack of air in your lungs, like most people think. The total, constant, external compression physically stops your veins from returning blood to your heart. It causes circulatory arrest over an agonizing, claustrophobic 3-minute crawl until your vision evenly dims to black. Let's head back to dry land for a second and look at the brutal math of a hunt out on the open Patagonian plains. The 8-ton Giganotosaurus spots you. It gives you a massive 300-yard head start. But look at this. It easily closes that gap in just 19 seconds. It delivers one single, massive slicing bite to your gut, and then it just stops. It patiently watches you bleed out as your legs inevitably give way over 50 hopeless stumbling yards.
Next up, Section 4, Overwhelmed by the Pack. Prepare for sheer sensory overload.
The solo killers are absolutely terrifying for sure, but the horror elevates to a whole new level when we introduce coordinated packs. Check out the Utah Raptors method. 3 of these 500-pound feathered predators will fan out perfectly to cut off your escape, and they're armed with 9-inch inward sickle claws. But get this, they don't use them to slash. They use them to hook and anchor you upright. You are pinned in place by one, while the others casually walk up and systematically open you up, stacking wounds with brutal efficiency and zero wasted time. Or imagine trying to hide in a damp 50-degree forest against a feathered Utyranus. Visual camouflage means absolutely nothing, because your 98.6-degree body is a glowing thermal beacon against that frozen ground. To these perfectly adapted cold-weather hunters, you are literally broadcasting your exact location. Hiding is completely impossible. And that brings us to the ultimate pack terror, the Mapusaurus. At this point, you're not being hunted anymore. You are being taken apart. Imagine 9 giant predators hitting you from 9 totally different angles at the exact same time. The adults take the large muscle groups while the juveniles dart right into the gaps in a terrifying display of teamwork that was originally designed for prey 100 times your size. If we follow this timeline, it's just grim. By second 5, you're dealing with 7 overlapping sources of damage. Your nervous system physically buckles trying to localize all that pain. By second 10, it results in a strobing white noise of total nervous system failure. You are consciously, systematically dismantled into a fossil bone bed, experiencing literal sensory torture.
Finally, Section 5, Swallowed by the Sea. Let's talk marine predators.
For our grand finale, we're leaving land behind for the deep ocean. This is a realm where you transition from being actively tortured prey to just feeling completely terrifyingly insignificant. A 50-ton megalodon strikes from below at 20 miles per hour, wielding a brutal guillotine of a 40,000-pound bite force. It severs you mid-stroke with absolute indifference. You aren't even a calculated hunt to this creature. Your consciousness just ends in 2 seconds, swallowed as a tiny, completely unnoticed snack without the shark even breaking its swimming rhythm.
Or you might run into the 56-foot Mosasaurus. This thing is equipped with something called palatal teeth. Basically, it's a second row of backward-curving teeth right on the roof of its mouth. Once it bites your lower body, every instinctive twitch you make only drives those hooks deeper. They guarantee you can only move in one direction, down its throat. Completely alive and entirely aware of what is happening. Honestly, it is almost a profound relief to remember that 66 million years ago, a city-sized rock hit the Earth and ended the game for good. This massive asteroid impact wiped out these ultimate, hyper-efficient killing machines, abruptly ending their brutal 16-million-year reign in an absolute instant. But understanding their staggering evolutionary physics and perfect biological engineering leaves us with one final, chilling thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. If they were somehow dropped into our modern world today, navigating our current environment right alongside us, could you survive even a single second?